Okay guys, I've been doing these shipping videos probably for nearly 10 years now, and every week it still seems to shock me, and this week is certainly no exception. We have some really beautiful guitars. So if you've come here to watch the shipping video, it's because you love to see beautiful and interesting and different guitars, and we're going to take you a walk through these. If you're new to the shipping video, haven't seen this format before, basically every week what we do is we bring all our guitars together and that we've made the week before. We give a little shout out to where they're going to and who they're going to around the world, have a look at the specs, and what we've started doing is every week we've got a little technical video put into the middle of it as well. So this week we've got a lovely 12-string Amicus, and back here we've got an X30 jumbo 12-string and a Chimaera. So we're going to use 12 strings as our theme this week. We're going to have the guys up in the players room. They're going to just talk through some of the reasons why you might be interested in the carbon fiber 12 string. Got a really cool guitar here with some really cool information about it. I'm going to tell you that when we get to it. And actually just, yeah, there's some beautiful tops as we go through. So yeah, I guess I'll jump in. The first one, we're always starting with the Amicus. It's the smallest, so it's always a good place to start. So if you're not familiar with what the Amicus is, it is a little short scale 12 string. We've taken our smallest body and we've given it a 12 string neck that is 18 inches long. It's tuned up to D, so if you can imagine putting a capo on the 10th fret of your guitar, that's the tuning that we have here. Unlike a regular 12 string guitar, it's got unison strings, so it's the same note and the same pitch on each pair. And that just doubles it up and gives you this really kind of rich, chunky, choppy kind of sound that sounds kind of like the mandolin, but there's so much more fullness, overtones, richness. And if you haven't heard an Amicus before, pardon me, definitely check out our playlist on our YouTube channel, and you can find a bunch of videos there. So really special sounding guitar. This one is finished in zircotti. And a beautiful piece of dark zircotti. I love how dark that wood is. It's got beautiful black sections and marbling running right through it, and a wonderful pattern and a very attractive veneer. The back and sides is black carbon, which is always a good choice, I think, with zircotti, and the black Goto 510s, which is really good quality hardware. Now, this guitar is going to a really lucky guy. So this is going to Alan, and this is going to be a wedding present from his wife Danielle. So I think they're getting married quite soon, and the really cool thing is they're actually coming here for the Emerald Tour in September as part of their honeymoon. So we're really privileged that you chose to come to Ireland all the way from Australia. But Alan, you are the luckiest guy in the world if you're marrying a woman who facilitates your love for guitars. So what you've got going on here is an X7. It's the X7 with Powell Ferro veneer. It's got gold dot markers on here. It's got the black hardware, LR bags pickup system with a volume control here, and black carbon back and sides. So that's going out to you in Australia, and we'll be seeing you back here in a few months' time. Looking forward to that. So William in Vermont, another X7, and I should have said about the X7, it's our small compact body guitar, 24-inch scale, really nice and playable with a beautiful sweet voice. So this one is Cocobolo veneer, and a beautiful piece of Cocobolo, that wonderful stripe of the lighter wood running down the center. We've got a really nice flame running through this Cocobolo as well, and just such really beautiful colors happening here. The infinity knots on the fretboard are particularly nice. So it's gold on gold. You can have the contrast and colors on these veneers, but this is gold, or sorry, these inlays. This is gold with gold, and the infinity knots I think are just really special. Back and sides is amber, and that's a really nice instrument. Now, check out this going to Peter in Hampshire. Look at that top. So this is an X10, and the X10 is a little bit bigger than the X7, but it's a full scale length guitar, 25.5-inch scale, 14 frets to the body, very playable, nice slim neck, and this is sort of our go between sort of the acoustic and electric worlds in some ways. An acoustic guitar that really feels and plays like an electric. But look at that top. This is maple. It's a figured maple top with beautiful flame. It's got some burl going through it as well, and yeah, it's wow. The colors on here, it's teal running to blue, and something we've not done really before, I think. Well, I've seen it when some customs have done in the past, but yeah, it's not one of our normal standards, but it looks incredible. The pickup system we've got going on this is we've got our Graphtec adjustable bridge, which is really cool. You can adjust the height and the intonation, which is really very useful just to get it dialed in perfect for you. You've got the Crevo humbucker here. You've got a 13-pin output as well for synth and MIDI kind of control. All our controls here on the side. And yeah, this one is a killer instrument, both acoustically and plugged in. Inlays, the silver vines, teal figure of 8 on the 12th fret, and teal back and sides. That is a really, really eye-catching instrument. Nice one, Peter. Now, Ted in France. So, check this out. This is, I should check, but I'm pretty sure it's Camphor Burl. It's and I love some details on this. Obviously the burl here is really nice, but as you notice, the burl has this gradient where it gets, you know, starting smaller on this side, running to larger burl on this side, and kind of fading out. But I love how the angle here just matches the contour of the guitar with the arm bevel. So that really nice detail there. It all kind of like runs across that guitar in a beautiful pattern. Gold hardware is a nice choice on there. We have TMJLP. I'm not sure the specific significance on the 12th fret, but nice to be able to add in anything that's sort of specific to you on your 12th fret, and then gold dots. Gold hardware on the headstock, and then a red carbon back and sides. Check that out. Now, John in North Carolina. So, John's gone for the X20. Really great sort of full body guitar, round about the size of a dreadnought, very contoured, beautiful, beautiful sounding instrument. This is finished in red carbon, and you know, you see a lot of our guitars that we're highlighting with the veneers, but the carbon has such a beautiful look by itself, and you know, it's got that real nice depth to it. We put these transparent colors over the top, which is a transparent, you know, if you can imagine like a stained glass window, the light shines through it, it hits the material underneath, bounces back, and that's what gives you that color. And but it's also what makes it change. So depending on the light that we've got, the angle of the light, it'll look more vivid red to almost black. So as you look as a gradient across, you know, the guitar, you can see all those different colors and how it catches the light, and which is really nice. And you know, so it's subtle colors, and it's always changing. White dots on the fretboard, leather bags element pickup, and red carbon back and sides as well. Now we've got a few X20s going on here. So the next one's going out to Stefan in Georgia, and this one's blue carbon. And again, you know, you see that really deep blue. All depends on how it catches the light. It can look almost black in some angles, vivid blue when the light hits it different ways. And this one's purely acoustic, no pickup on this one. It's got the silver dots and blue carbon back and sides. So all these color options, it's always nice to see how, you know, one person prefers something different to the other. So it's definitely not a one size fit all kind of place here. This one's Vincent in New York, and this is a beautiful top as well. This is Candy Stripe Padauk. Amazing coloration going on here. It's you know, you've got the light browns, these intense vivid reds that are running through it, and I just love that, you know, nature has created these amazing colors. The fretboard inlay is the vines with leaves. We've got the red knot at the 12th fret, gold hardware, and a red carbon back and sides. Again, really, really beautiful. And that's another pure acoustic guitar, so no pickup in there. Now, this guitar, I was up in the finishing room a few days ago, and this guitar really caught my eye. This is going to market in Ontario, in Canada, and yeah, just the top on this is amazing. This is Clara Walnut, and what I love is this amazing sort of diamond pattern that's going on here in the middle. It's just wonderful. And then we've got this sort of chevron pattern happening down here, and then we also have flame. There's a really nice flame in this camphor burl, this Clara Walnut that I haven't really seen so often. But we've got these lines of flame that are coming down, so everything's coming down in these chevrons, and so much pattern. And then there's another one running the opposite way up here, you know, so it's like, again, you know, making this triangle. So really unusual, very, very nice. We've got gold inlays and the green on the 12th fret here on this one. Now, obviously, the other thing we should mention about this is a 7-string. So the X20 is the one instrument that we make as a 7-string, and we do it always as a fan fret. We've been doing these for a long, long time, and I just found that a fan fret on a 7-string makes so much more sense. It gives you that extra tension on the low B. So we've got an extra low B string here, and then regular tuning on the other 6. But that low B as a 27-inch scale that we've got here, it just really tightens it up, and just gives it a lot more power. So fan frets on 7 strings, I think, is a really, really great idea, and it's been very successful for us over the years. Back and sides, green. So maybe that was the little hint towards what's coming on the back and sides, and so I've seen a few people do that, and it's really quite a nice touch. So green carbon back and sides, as I'm guessing maybe a reference to it being the emerald guitar, and with that really wonderful top. So yeah, that is a really, really cool instrument. Now, here we are at 12 strings, and the first we've got here is this beautiful X30. This is going out to Terry, and it's, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it on now to the guys who are up in the players room, and they're going to tell you a little bit about why you're going to love an emerald 12-string guitar.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Players Suite up here at Emerald Guitars. Obviously we had some really nice 12 strings in the shipping video going out this week, so we thought we'd have a closer look at them, and the sort of full 12 string range that we do here as well. So Kev, tell us a bit about this one.
Alright Dan, so what I have here is one of our Chimaeras. It's as you can see, it's a double neck, which is 12 on the top, 6 on the bottom. The thing about this kind of 12 string full Chimaera is because of the slimline body, and we always use a lighter gauge string. It's kind of got a nice brighter tone,
Yeah.
and sometimes kind of feels like an electric. So you can hear a really
That great
nice kind
sound.
of bright
Yeah.
tone. The other good thing about the Chimaera is it comes with a more unique pickup system. There are other kind of range of 12s.
We've got a few different things going on here, don't we? So what kind of pickup systems have we got going on here?
Well, here we've got the Crevo humbucker, which we get custom made in the States. We have our Graphtec individual saddles for the 6 string. We also got the MIDI capabilities on this guitar.
Perfect.
And underneath here, a normal undersaddle kind of piezo pickup, which works perfect for a 12 string. Everything's switching apart. It's a really versatile kind of guitar. So
Yeah, it's certainly not something that you see every day anyway.
no, definitely not.
for everyone that was, grew up with Jimmy Page posters and Slash watching them play the double necks,
Jimmy with the SG and everything else. Yeah.
This is something really special. Like, so obviously, all the guitars that we have are completely crafted from carbon fibers. We can see on the back here, but of course, a lot of our customers go for these beautiful veneers that we have on the front. So this is really just to give people a choice of different look. Because of the carbon fiber, this gives us a whole pile of unique properties whenever it comes to 12 strings. Like, a lot of people get put off the idea of 12 strings because there's 12 strings to keep in tune.
Well, that's it.
And you can spend your half your life just kind of tuning, keeping the thing in tune. But with the carbon fiber stability and strength, you can kind of rely on these to go through different humidity levels, different air pressure changes, and they're usually going to, keep
structurally sound.
Yeah, structurally sound.
Really, really sound.
So, I myself, I've got a big X30 here. The X30 is the big sort of jumbo body, which we offer in both 6 and 12 string models. We can see here, pickup system on this one. We've got the LR Bags
Element,
perfect. So that's just basically an undersaddle pickup as well here. So for anyone that doesn't know as well, what a 12 string basically is we've got the regular 6 string acoustic guitar, but then we've also got octave pairs in these strings.
We sure do, yeah. Well, the bottom 4 in a way would be for some of the kind of 6 string players that don't usually play 12. The bottom 4 are octaves, and then the top 2 then are unison strings. Yeah. And that's what gives that kind of chorusy effect.
Yeah, gives a great tone, doesn't it?
Great tone is because they play out of phase too. The 2 strings never kind of plays simultaneously. Yeah. So you always get that kind of bell ringing kind of effect, which is really cool. Yeah.
And you get lovely tones of your strum chord. But also doing the single note stuff.
Groovy. Yeah.
Beautiful. So we're not limited to just these 2, of course, in the 12 string range. We've got a whole pile of other ones as well. So we have a look at those.
Yeah, of course.
Let's have a look at that. So there's kind of 3 main body sizes. Well, 4 main body sizes whenever it comes to our standard sort of acoustic guitars. We've got the X7, X10, X20, and X30. And as the numbers rise, they go up in body size. Yeah. So, of course.
Well,
the X7 here, Kev?
I've got the X7. It's an X712. But the nice thing about the X712 is how kind of travel accessible it is, how easy it is to move around with it. It's got the 24-inch scale, which for maybe some people might find a 25.5 a little bit tighter. The 24 is going to be easier to play, which is really nice kind of thing for being a small body kind of guitar. This has got a really big voice.
Yeah, really rings out, doesn't it?
Really does ring out. So
it packs plenty of punch for the size of it. Like compared to the bigger ones like the X30. If you're someone that's not as big as me, I'm 6'3", so I can handle the bigger guitars quite well. But if you're maybe 4 foot something or in the lower 5s or something, or you're just looking for a travel guitar and you haven't stretched to the big ones. Because of the ergonomics, it does make it a lot easier to play. You could get a smaller guy too. Yeah, it certainly makes the X7 great for traveling and for people with smaller hands maybe as well.
Definitely. Shorter reach.
Yeah.
You get some of our customers too sometimes can have maybe a shoulder injury or something like that, and that just makes it so accessible on the left, or if for lefties, right, or whatever. But this is a real favorite. One of my favorites in a way.
Yeah. And the other thing that we've got here is something completely different to what probably any of you would find with any other guitar makers. This is the Emerald Guitars Amicus. So the Amicus, as we say, is kind of like the mandolin sound for the guitar player, Kev.
Yep, 100%.
So we've got a very short scale here, and we've got 12 strings, but unlike in the others, we've got these in unison pairs, just like a mandolin would be strung up. And we go basically from D to D here. So we've got basically the same tuning as a guitar, but it's like having your capo on the 12th fret in one of these bad boys.
That's it. Or vice versa, if you put the capo on the second, then it's
you'd be up to
E again.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a beautiful sound.
So close to a mandolin, like at the end of the day. It's probably one of my favorite Emerald models.
Yeah,
of
and
the whole range.
Something really unique that we do that you wouldn't find anywhere else. Now, one of the things that a lot of guys say, this is kind of something that they they get interested in, and then they buy one and they go, I didn't realize I was going to use it for all the stuff that I'm using it for. They're taking it to jams or using it in the studio to layer up with other instruments. It just fits in really well with other instruments whenever you're jamming or you're playing along.
What I always kind of recommend guys when they're coming to an acoustic jam as well is when there's so many people playing mid-range instruments, guitars and maybe even whether it be a baritone, it could even be a bass, they're all sitting in that kind of same mid kind of range. You bring something to the table like the Amicus, it's sitting right up there in the acoustic mix of everything. So if you really want to stand out and you want to be heard, something like this is just perfect for that kind of acoustic jam kind of
session.
And
that's coming from your experience of being in, trad sessions and
everything,
folk sessions and everything for many years. You bring along a mandolin or a mandola
folk,
or
trad, rock,
bouzouki or anything.
It's going to cut through.
So this is a really good option for a guitar player that maybe has tried playing mandolin in the past, can't get used to the small fingerboard and the small frets and all that kind of stuff. Maybe their hands are too big for it, or maybe they just don't have time to learn another instrument, something like that. Basically, if you want to take this into the studio, it's perfect for layering the stuff. Bring it to the jams, fits in everywhere. Perfect. And once again, we've got the Eller Bags element in here, so under saddle pickup, tone and volume controls here, and so another beautiful veneer this week on this one.
Lovely piece,
Beautiful.
So
Kev, we got two lovely examples of the X20 model in the 12-string version. I've got the one for the right-handed players, and you've got the option for the left-handed players.
I have got the X20 lefty here, yeah. These are real kind of bread and butter models of the whole range. Definitely the favourites, obviously being dreadnought size. Everything else. You might want to play a few chords on that one. I'm not going to even try on this.
Lovely balanced tone there.
Great
size of guitar, kind of really good for anyone. It's nice and and comfortable whenever you're playing it. We mentioned also the ergonomic curves on these guitars make them all really comfortable. You can play them for hours on end. We've got nice curves across the top and the back. That's something that kind of puts some people off 12 strings sometimes, is the size and the playability of them, but we factored that all into these. These have been designed from the ground up with playability in mind.
Okay, thanks guys for watching and checking out our selection of 12 strings. Please don't forget to check out the website, check all the current stock, and please make sure to go to our 3D builder and start building your own designs.
You can get in touch with the guys, Kev and Davey, and the sales team. You'll find all their email and contact details and everything below as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.
So hopefully you enjoyed that insight from the guys, and they definitely play them much better than me. So having that player's perspective, I think, is a very, very useful thing. But I'll get back to telling you about the cosmetics and the design behind them. So this is an X30 Jumbo 12-string. We've been doing more and more X30 Jumbos as a 12-string recently. The X20 used to be our default, but the word kind of got out of how amazing an X30 12-string sounds. So a lot of people are going that route as well. But really what makes it so cool is, let's just talk about the body. The X30, it's a big jumbo body. It's got the wonderful contours that we have on our jumbo here, with the asymmetrical side, the rib bevel, the extended neck access, the forearm bevel. So all that together makes it, a really comfortable guitar to play. So you're not trading off that much in terms of overall comfort by being a larger jumbo guitar. But then as a 12-string, I think where it really works well is you've got all that bass, all the really big full sound that you get from our X30, but then you've got the octave strings as well. So that's bringing in the extra treble and extra clarity and punch as well. So the two things just combine to get a really, really big sound. So I think that's the secret behind why there's so many people going towards the X30 12-string. Now, to talk about this specific one for Terry, Terry wanted a really vibrant amber top. So we found a really nice light piece of quilted maple. And what I'll say about it is, quilted maple is quite a tricky one for us to get right just on colors. So every piece of quilted maple is different. And if you look in our 3D builder, you'll see different colors of quilted maple. And a brighter quilted maple will look brighter when we put the color on it. a darker one, you know, because you get quilted maple right from brown to almost, you know, bleached white. And so it's very dependent on the color that's underneath. But with this one specifically, I was looking for a bright color, and that really nails it. So it's this wonderful vivid amber on the top, and a really nice piece of quilted maple. It's got that amazing movement that you get with the quilted. Then we've got the vibrant amber back and sides, and yeah, it's just a really nice color. Stands out so well. Black hardware. Got the Celtic knots on the fretboard, and then the amber then again on the 12th fret. So very attractive instrument. We've got the Eller Bags element pickup system on there, and yeah, as you heard, great sounding guitar. So we have Garland in the California. You still with me? So yeah, we've been going through a lot of guitars to get through today, and so it's a little bit more in depth. So I appreciate you hanging around if you're still here watching. Now this is a treat. This is a Chimaera. So our Chimaera got the 12 string going on there, which is a great sounding 12 string by itself. You've got the 6 string neck as well. So yeah, it's 2 guitars in one. Got that wonderful top, which is Co.Donegal. So I really like how it's just kind of divides out the center with that sapwood there, and then the 2 necks. So you've got this amber flash going on, and then you have amber dots, which is really nice. It kind of balances out and matches that. We've got reds on the 2 necks on the 12th fret, and bottom neck has the Graphtec piezo, or sorry, the Crevo humbucker and the Graphtec piezos. This is our undersaddle pickup here. It's a K&K undersaddle pickup on the 12 string side. We've got all our volume controls on the top here for very easy active playing, and then we have the vibrant amber back and sides. So yeah, very nice guitar. Love building these. You know, as a guitar to make out of carbon, I think the Chimaera is a great example of why we can really do some things just that little bit better with carbon. You know, it's so strong, structurally impervious to temperature and humidity. It doesn't move out of tune. You've got 18 strings there pulling on the top. Still sounds great, still really responsive, and they're a beautiful thing. Now, let's see, we'll start on this side. So, Larry in Ontario. So now we're into the Virtuo. So the Virtuo is something really special to me. I love electric guitar music, probably even more so than acoustic guitar. You know, I started listening to the music of Steve Vai and Joe Satriani and people like that, and so yeah. But I started building acoustic guitars, so it always was a little bit of a strange thing. You know, people were asking me, so why don't you build an electric guitar? And the reality is that I always felt more at home building acoustic guitars. It felt like that was the area that I could, you know, create the most benefit and, you know, build something that really had a proper purpose. I thought in the electric guitar world, at that time, I couldn't find something that I really needed to build. But the Virtuo kind of answered that a little bit, because it's an acoustic guitar, but it's an acoustic guitar that can shred. It's an acoustic guitar that can play the blues. It's an acoustic guitar that can rock out. It's an acoustic guitar that can play beautiful acoustic fingerstyle music. So it can do so many different things, and you know, we combined it into one package. We give it the Fishman Fluence humbuckers, give it the Graphtec piezo adjustable bridge, and then we give it 13 pin out as well. So a lot of different sounds you can get out of this guitar. It's got that really nice slim body package. That just makes it really comfortable to play. Feels like playing an electric. Really nice slim neck, and obviously whenever you put 2 humbucker guitar or pickups on the top, you're going to compromise the acoustic tones a little bit. So we have compromised the acoustic setup, but amplified what it can do plugged in. You know, so you trade off one to gain on the other. And we've set this up with electric guitar strings. You can also put acoustic guitar strings, and we have specific ones that we recommend for that on the Virtuo, and just depends on the angle that you want to go with it. But it's a really great instrument, and again, on our playlist you'll find some really fantastic performances that will tell you all the ins and outs if you want to learn more about it. We've got the gold inlays here, silver on the 12th fret, green carbon all around, and yeah, that's sounds as good as it looks. Now, same thing, this is going to Darren in Florida, the same but in black carbon, silver dots on the fretboard, black hardware all around, that same wonderful setup of the Virtuo, and yeah, it's a really cool guitar in black carbon. Let's jump through these a little bit quicker, and this is going to, ooh, how do I pronounce that? Paschalis? I apologize, I probably got that wrong, but I should have checked that one before. In Germany. So again with the same green carbon, similar inlays to the one over here, and the difference is the gold hardware. So so let's actually look at them side by side. So if you're trying to think about the difference between black hardware and gold hardware, that'll give you an idea of how they might differentiate. So yeah, very much down to personal taste, but either is a good choice. So yeah, the same green carbon all round, and that gold hardware just gives that little extra bit of pop on it, I think. So depends whether you want your hardware to stand out or be a little bit more subtle. Now, we're going to come back to this one in a second. We're going to go to Tom in Missouri. Now, at first glance, you might think, oh, another Virtuo. No, this is the X10 Slimline. The reason we differentiate between a Virtuo and an X10 Slimline, the Virtuo is the guitar that we have sacrificed some of our acoustic tone for electric performance. The X10 Slimline, we're still focused back on acoustic performance. So instead of cutting humbuckers into the top, we're using the Crevo humbucker, and that is a super slim humbucker. As you see here, it's only about 5-6 millimeters thick. It glues onto the top rather than cutting through the top, and it's much more lightweight. So it really doesn't affect how the whole top responds. This one is it's got the Crevo combined with the Graphtec piezo pickups here, and then we've got the controls on the top here. Now we offer the controls either in the sound hole or on the top, depending on what you want to do. And you know, this is the one thing that arguably could compromise the acoustic performance of the top a little bit, but when we put that really far off to the side here, it's not in the very responsive part of the top, so it's a very minimal tonal giveaway. But if you prefer your controls on the top, you know, just depending on your playing style, then we can do that on the X10 Slimline. But it's got that same nice slim contoured body, very much a stage acoustic. It's designed for acoustic strings. The Crevo humbucker is very much a humbucker that complements the acoustic piezo sounds, and together it just really creates a big full rich amplified tone. So the top on this is figured mahogany. I actually didn't realize I had any of this left. It's got this wonderful fine quilting going on through it. It's got this really cool bear claw running through it as well, and yeah, it's really nice mahogany, beautiful colors, very attractive piece. Black hardware all round, and an amber back and sides. So so as you can see, if this is your first time watching a shipping video by Emerald, maybe comment on the bottom of, you know, how you found this, and you know, why you're here, and what you thought about the format. But yeah, if this is the first time you're watching this, if you watch right through, you're going to definitely see that we do a very wide range of guitars, and these are all guitars that, you know, essentially you can build out of our standard options on our 3D builder, and we've created this really cool platform that allows you to design really whatever you want. So within small confines, but there's literally millions of different options that you can put together into, you know, there's no two guitars the same. But sometimes we do things that are a little bit further, and we have this great artist, Phil Atkinson, that we've been working with for years. We've done a lot of different design and artwork with him, but a theme that started the relationship with Phil was doing a American flag guitar for the artist Robert Mizell, and he approached us a number of years ago, asked for an American flag on a guitar, and I think he's from I think maybe Louisiana, somewhere in the States, and lives here in Ireland now, and he's a country music star. But we built that wonderful guitar for him quite a number of years ago, and we need to actually get Robert up here and maybe do a recap on that, get him to bring his guitar in, and we'll talk about the story behind it. But we've done a lot of them since, and this is the first time we've done one on a Virtuo. And this one is going out to Anthony in Maryland. But it's not going directly to Anthony because Anthony, and let's just give him a call out to his stage name, which is Mordecai Jones, and you can check that out. He has kindly agreed that we can ship this guitar to Justin Johnson. So we're really excited. I'm not fully sure exactly what he's going to create on it, but Justin, I'm sure, is going to make something really special on a very special guitar. So American flag wrapped around it, and it's really quite a piece of artwork. So looking forward to getting that to Justin. Looking forward then to getting it back to its rightful owner, Mordecai Jones, and seeing what both of them perform on it. So on that note as well, if you're a fan of Justin Johnson's or a fan of Emerald, go and have a look at the competition that Justin is currently running. We're running a design competition in conjunction with Justin, where you can design a guitar for him. And you design a guitar on our 3D builder, go into the 3D builder, submit that design, and that is a design that is going to be for Justin Johnson, for his next Emerald that he's going to own. But also we're going to build a second one, and that'll be for the winner. So, so an opportunity there to win an Emerald guitar at the moment. So go on and have a look at that. It's a really cool opportunity. So hopefully you've enjoyed it this week, and hopefully you've been enjoying those little insights, those little videos from the players' room, just giving you a little bit of technical insight into some of our guitars. And we're going to continue to do that week after week. And I've got some other things coming up. So the one thing that I've been not doing so much of in the last 3 or 4 months is building myself. Actually, not really in the last 3 or 4 years, because I've been focused on a lot of different areas of the business. But custom projects are something that I love and want to do more of. So we're going to endeavor to start in the coming weeks to chart that. And the guys are going to film me as I work on some of my custom projects. We've got some really interesting ones that we're going to be working on. And these are really nice storylines that we're going to put out to you. So in the coming weeks, we're going to start and do that. It'll probably be like a second video every week that'll go out, that'll be all about the build process, following some of the stories in the factory, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. So something to look forward to. A good reason to subscribe. If you're not already subscribe to our YouTube channel, definitely get in and subscribe. And whatever you're doing, have a great and musical week. See you next week.